Assalamu alaikum student, how are you? Hope that all of you are fine. I am also fine by the grace of Almighty of Allah. In this situation, you should stay at home and you should practice maths at home. I, I am Saiful Islam, lecturer of mathematics, Milestone School and College. Welcome all of you to my online class. Last class, previous class, I have shown you the theorem 3 and 4. Today I will discuss theorem 5 and theorem 10. So let's start our class. All of you take your book, open your book, page number 74, theorem 5. At first I will read out the question. Hope that all of you also read with me. The sum of the areas of the squares drawn on any two sides of a triangle is equal to twice the sum of area of the square drawn on the median of the third side and on other half of that side. I think this question is long. You should understand it part by part. This theorem is known as Apollonius theorem. Apollonius theorem. It is too much famous theorem. So let's start the proof. Student, look at the board. I have drawn here two triangle ABC, that is equiangle triangle. This is figure 1 and figure 2 is obtuse angle triangle. For the both figure, we will prove that theorem number 5. Look at again the question. The sum of the areas of the square drawn on any two sides. We consider that two sides is AB and AC. So the area of AB will be AB square and the area of AC will be AC square is equal to sum of the area of any two sides is equal to twice the sum of the area of the square drawn on the median. So you should know the median. Look, this is the vertex and this is the opposite side of the vertex. If A is the vertex, BC will be the opposite side of the vertex. So the midpoint of the line BC is D. D is the midpoint of the line AC. BC. Now join AD. AD is the median. So what is median? From any vertex to opposite side of that vertex, if you bisect the opposite side of that vertex, then this line is called median. Again, of a triangle, there are three vertex and every vertex have their opposite side. The vertex and the midpoint of that opposite sides, if you join this, it will be the median of that triangle. So one triangle has three median, three vertex, three opposite side of that vertex, so three median. Again, BC is the opposite side of the vertex A. So the midpoint of D is here. So if you add this A and D, it will be the vertex of this triangle. Now, so the area of the vertex will be AD square and half, any half, and half of this base. So any half, we say BD square and it will be twice. So multiply it by 2. So what is the question? The sum of the area of the square drawn on any two sides of a triangle is equal to twice the sum of the area of the square drawn on the median of the third side and on other half of that side. So if I take A, B and AC, any two sides, so third side is BC and AD is the median to BC. So it will be AD square plus any half BD or BD square and it will be twice, 2 times. So now come to the special nomination. Now, special nomination. Look, AD is the median of triangle ABC. This is triangle ABC. It also triangle ABC. Figure 1 and 2 both are triangle ABC. And bisect the side BC. BC. D is the midpoint. So we can say it bisect the line BC at D. It is required to prove that AB square plus AC square equal to 2AD square plus BD square. Now come to the proof. Now proof. We draw a perpendicular AE on BC. Look, we will draw a perpendicular AE on BC or extended side of BC, that is here, extended side of BC. Here we draw a perpendicular AE. So AE is the perpendicular. Here AE is the perpendicular. It is drawn to the extended side of BC. Extended side of BC. And here A is drawn to side BC. Now look, in both figure ADB is an obtuse angle. Look, ADB, this is an obtuse angle. Here ADB, this is an obtuse angle. In the both figure ADB is an obtuse angle. Now look again, DE is the orthogonal projection of AD. What is orthogonal projection? Yesterday or last lecture I have already briefed it. What is orthogonal projection? Again look at the figure. Orthogonal projection, look, we will find out the orthogonal projection of AD to BC. Which line? We will find out the orthogonal projection of which line on which line. These 2 points you should be clear. On which line we will find out the orthogonal projection on which line. So here we will find out the orthogonal projection of AD to BC. So already D is coincide over there. We will draw a perpendicular to A to BC, that is AE. So DE, this portion is the orthogonal projection of the line AD in figure 1. Here look, D is coincide. We will draw a perpendicular line which cut the extended side of BC is in E. So DE, this DE is the orthogonal projection. How can you find out the orthogonal projection? By drawing two perpendicular from the two end point of a line. From the two end point of a line, if you draw two perpendicular line, the put of that perpendicular are the orthogonal projection. But here is it need to draw a perpendicular D to BC? It is not possible because D is already coincide to BC. So it is need to draw a perpendicular A to BC, which is cut the extended line of BC in A. So DE, this is the orthogonal projection of AD. So you have the orthogonal projection, you have the obtuse angle over there. So from theorem 3, can you remember theorem 3? Last lecture I have already briefed theorem 3 on the obtuse angle. Theorem 3 for the obtuse angle. So for the obtuse angle, from theorem 3 we get AB square, the opposite side of the obtuse angle, AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square, another two side. The area of the another two side, that is AD square plus BD square plus 2 into twice the area of the rectangle, either one side and the orthogonal projection of the other side. One side, if I consider BD, then orthogonal projection of the other side AD is DE. So BD into DE. This is theorem 3. Now come to the theorem, equation number, this is equation number 1. So come to the equation number 2 now. Look, again, ABC is an acute angle on the triangle ACD. Look, ACD. In this triangle, I have bold it. In this triangle ADC, this angle is an acute angle. Again ADC, ACD. In this triangle ACD, in this triangle, this is an acute angle. So look, ADC is an acute angle on the triangle ACD, and DE is the orthogonal projection of AD on DC or the extended side of DC. Already I have briefed it. How DE become the orthogonal projection of AD. DE is the orthogonal projection of AD. Here DE is the orthogonal projection of the AD, but this is outside the triangle. So it will be on the extended side of DC. Now look, this is acute angle. If we apply the theorem number 4 for the acute angle, so what it will be? So by the theorem number 4 we get AC square, the opposite side of the acute angle. It is acute angle, so opposite side will be AC. It will be AC square. AC square is equal to of another two side. So AC is already gone. Another two side AD and DC. So AD square plus CD square. CD or DC, whatever it is. AD square plus CD square. Diminished, I mean reduced, that is subtraction. Twice the area of the rectangle. Twice 2 times 2 the area of the rectangle. So what will be the length of the rectangle and what will be the breadth? Length will be any side of the other two side. Any side of the other two side. We consider here DC. DC is the length. So what will the breadth? Breadth will be the orthogonal projection of the another side. So another side is AD. Look, AC already gone. Remaining two sides AD and DC. We will consider any one as a length. We consider DC as a length. So breadth will be the orthogonal projection of AD, that is DE. So CD into DE. Here is also the opposite side of the acute angle is AC. AC square of other two side AD square, DC square, AD square, DC square or CD square, and diminish the area of the two twice the area of the rectangle, that is one side is DC and another side, I mean breadth will be the orthogonal of AD, that is DE. So this is theorem number 4. It was theorem number 4. So actually we apply here two theorem. Theorem number 3 and theorem number 2. That is equation number 1. Now equation number 2. What was the equation number 1? AB square equal to AD square plus BD square plus 2BD into DE. I think you can remember it. And equation number 2 is AC square equal to AD square plus CD square minus 2CD into DE. This is theorem number 3 and this is theorem number 4. Now we add these two equations. By adding the equation 1 and 2 we get. Now add these two. So it will be AB square plus AC square. AB square plus AC square. Then AD square plus AD square. It will be 2AD square. 2AD square. Then BD square. BD square. Then CD square. CD square. Then 2BD into DE. 2BD into DE. Minus 2CD into DE. Minus 2CD into DE. Clear? Just we will add these two equations. Now look, actually BD and CD are equal. Here BD and CD are equal. Why? Because D is the midpoint of the line BC. Earlier I have told about that. D is the midpoint of the line BC, as AD is the median. So BD and DC are equal. So now look, 2AD square, BD square, and instead of CD we can use over there BD, because CD and BD are equal. Then BD is 2BD into DE to CD into DE, it become BD into DE. Instead of CD, we use BD. Now look, this is 2BD into DE minus 2BD into DE. These two we can cancel. Again, BD square, BD square. It will be 2BD square, 2AD square. So take 2 common, 2 take common. It will be AD square plus BD square. That is AB square plus AC square equal to 2 AD square plus BD square. That is our required equation. Have you understood? Hope that all of you understood. Now let's start theorem number 10. Okay, now theorem number 10. At first, all of you read the question. I have written it on the board and you should open your book, page number 81. Theorem 10. The circumcenter, the centroid and the orthocenter of any triangle are collinear. Again, I read the question. The circumcenter, the centroid and the orthocenter of any triangle are collinear. There are three center, a 3 point. It is integrated in this question. Look at the question. Circumcenter, this is 1 point. Centroid is also another point. And orthocenter, another point. 3 points are collinear. Hope that all of you understood collinear. Collinear means the points lies on the same line. This is a line, and on this line there are so many number, innumerable number. These are point, innumerable point. These points are collinear. If I take here A, B, C, D, 4 point on over there. These 4 points are collinear. Okay. Similarly, orthocenter, circumcenter, centroid, these 3 points should be collinear. We will prove in this theorem. But at first you should understand what is circumcenter, what is centroid and what is orthocenter. Now let's start circumcenter. Look, I have drawn a triangle inscribed on circle. Triangle inscribed on circle. So the center of this circle, will be the circumcenter of this triangle. Look, this is the center. A, B, C is a triangle and this is a center S. So we can say this S is the circumcenter of triangle ABC. So have you understood? Any triangle inscribed on a circle, the center of the circle will be the circumcenter of that triangle. You can determine it by other process. That one is, look, this is a triangle ABC. Okay, now take the midpoint of the line BC, midpoint D. So draw a perpendicular on the midpoint of the line BC. Again, take the midpoint of AC, that is E. Now draw a perpendicular to the point E. These two perpendicular intersect each other at the point S. This S is the circumcenter of this triangle. And the third line, the perpendicular of the third line also will be on this same point. This is the circumcenter. Have you understood? But this is easiest process to keep it in your mind. Now have you understood the circumcenter? Now come to the centroid. Centroid is very easy. I think you know this. Look, already in the previous theorem I have told you a triangle has 3 median because it has 3 vertices and every vertex has the opposite side. A is the vertex, B another vertex, C is another vertex. The opposite side of the vertex A is BC and the midpoint of the BC is D. So AD will be the median. Again, from B to the midpoint AC is E. So BE another median, and the another median C, the opposite vertex of C is AB. The midpoint of AB is F. So FC will be the another median. These three median join in a point, say this is G. So this is called centroid. What is it? Centroid. Have you understood what is centroid? G is the centroid over there. Now orthocenter. Now if you draw a perpendicular from any vertex to its opposite sides, you will draw a perpendicular from any vertex to its opposite side. I have drawn a perpendicular AD from A to BC. Again, if you draw a perpendicular from BC to B to AC, again, if you draw a perpendicular C to AB, I have drawn it without any measurement, any compass. So that's why it may be some this difference, but it's the definition is like this. If you draw the perpendicular from any vertex to its opposite sides, there are three perpendicular from three vertex to their three opposite sides. These three perpendicular intersect each other at a common point. That common point is a orthocenter. So there is three things I have discussed: circumcenter, centroid, and orthocenter. So these 3 points are collinear. We will prove this in this theorem. Now look, how do you draw the figure? This figure is not simple. Just you should practice it. Otherwise you cannot do it at the exam hall. So practice it. How can you draw? Look at the board. At first you draw a circle. It has a center over there. You should use compass. I have no instrument, that's why I draw in bare hand. Now look, this is the center. Now a triangle, describe this. A triangle ABC inscribed in this circle ABC. So if I say this is S, so what will be the S? From the definition we know this S is the circumcenter of the triangle ABC. This S is the circumcenter of the triangle ABC. So now draw a perpendicular to S to BC. So we know the perpendicular distance from center to the perpendicular distance from center to the any arc, so not any arc, any chord, perpendicular distance from center to the any chord, it intersect at the midpoint of the chord. Again I told, the perpendicular from center to the chord must be intersect at the midpoint of the chord. So this is the midpoint. So this is D. This is D. D is the midpoint of the line BC. Clear? Okay, now join AD. Join AD. So what is AD? By the definition, AD is the median, because opposite vertex to the opposite side, midpoint of the opposite sides, this is the median. Now draw a perpendicular to A to BC. This is the perpendicular A to BC, and this is D. Say this is P, and this is D. Again draw another perpendicular to AC. This is AE. BE. BE is another perpendicular. These two perpendicular intersect each other at O. So what is O? Two perpendicular line intersect each other. So these two are orthocenter. So here O is the orthocenter, S is the circumcenter. Now join S and O. Join S and O. Now another point is given. We have orthocenter, we have circumcenter, but we need centroid. Centroid must be on the line AP because AP is the median and centroid must be lie on the median. So it must be lie on this point. Say this is G. This is G. Now we will prove that S, G, O are collinear. So it will be requirement. These three, if we prove that these 3 points are collinear, look, already they are collinear. I have drawn over there. Already they are collinear. I have drawn S, G, O in a straight line. But we are not confirmed G is the centroid. So if we prove that G is the centroid, then it will be fulfill our proof. Now come to the special nomination. Look, suppose O is the orthocenter. O is the orthocenter. S is the circumcenter. S is the circumcenter. And AP is the median of the triangle ABC. AP is the median of the triangle ABC. Already I have described the figure. This is the description of the figure. Special nomination is the description of the figure. How you draw it, but what is given over there. Now look, the line between orthocenter O and circumcenter S intersect the median AP at the point G. S and O. If I join it, it intersect the median at the point G. If we join S and P, the line SP will be a perpendicular. I have told this is the perpendicular because P is the midpoint and S is the center of the circle. So midpoint and center of the circle, it must be perpendicular. Midpoint of a chord to and the center of the circle must be a perpendicular. So it will be a perpendicular on BC. So it is enough to prove that G is a centroid of triangle ABC. Here we will prove G is a centroid of the triangle ABC. Let's start the proof. Now proof. Look, OA is the distance between the vertex A from the orthocenter O and the orthocenter O. Look, AO or OA. This is the distance from vertex A to the orthocenter O. And SP is the distance between the opposite side of BC. Opposite side BC of the vertex A. BC is the opposite side of the vertex A. BC is the opposite side of the vertex A. And SP is the distance from circumcenter to the opposite side of the vertex A. So look, here is a theorem or here is a formula that the distance from the orthocenter to any vertex, the distance from orthocenter to any vertex is twice the distance from circumcenter to the opposite side of that vertex. So here OA, here A is the vertex, the opposite side of the vertex is BC. So the distance from circumcenter to the opposite side of the vertex is SP. So OA will be twice the SP. This is equation number 1. OA is equal to twice the SP. Again, the distance from orthocenter to any vertex of a triangle is twice the distance from the circumcenter to the opposite side of that vertex. So the equation 1. Now look over there. AD is a perpendicular line. We draw here AD as a perpendicular. SP is also a perpendicular. These two perpendicular must be parallel. So AD parallel SP and AP is their transversal. Look, AP is their transversal. We have two parallel sides and they are transversal. So the alternative angles should be equal. What is the alternative angle? OAP. This is the alternative angle. OAP, or we can say OAG. OAP, or we can say OAG, equal to SPG. SPG, this angle, or SPA. SPA or SPG. These two angles must be equal. This, why? Because these two are alternative angle. Okay, now in triangle AZO and triangle SPG, AGO, this triangle, look, AGO, this upper triangle, and SPG, this below triangle. I draw over there like this. These two triangles are look, this two triangle, on this two triangle, AGO equal to PGS. AGO, this angle is equal to PGS. This angle, these two angles are equal because they are vertically opposite angle. And OAG equal to SPG. It is already we have proved in the previous just earlier we have proved that OAG equal to SPG because these are alternative angle. Now if two angles of a triangle are equal, the third angle must be equal. If two angles of two triangle are equal, the third angle also must be equal. So remaining AOG equal to remaining PSG. Remaining AOG, this angle, and PSG, this angle. These two angle also equal. So if three angles of two triangles are equal, then they are called equiangular. So triangle AGO and triangle SPG are equiangular. If the two angles of a triangle are equal, so they are called equiangular. Now, if two triangles are equiangular, we get from theorem number 6. If two triangles are equiangular, if two triangles are equiangular, their corresponding sides are proportional. So here the corresponding side AG by GP. Look, AG by GP equal to OA by SP. OA by SP. So AG by GP, OA. Here from equation number 1 we get OA equal to 2SP. So we can write over there 2SP. So AG by GP equal to 2 by 1. AG is to GP equal to 2 is to 1. So the point G, look, AG and GP. AG, GP. G is the point over there. AG and GP. G is the point over there. So G divides the median AP into the ratio 2 is to 1. If any point divide the median into 2 is to 1, that point is the median. Sorry, that one is the that one is the centroid. Must be centroid because the properties of the centroid is it divide the any median or every median into ratio 2 is to 1. So it's proved that G is the centroid of the triangle ABC. Hope that all of you understood and practice it. This is an important theorem. You should practice it at home and you should practice the drawing also or drawing of this figure also. Hope that all of you stay home and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.